Reading the initial balance helped me take some of my best trades this week. I actually caught a 100-point short on Friday, which was a banger to end the week, but I'm not going to sit here and act like everything has been great. I actually hit my DLL 4 times this month. So let's break down how I use the IB reads to look for my intraday setups and then go over my mistakes that made me hit DLL. Out of the last 14 trading days, I hit DLL 4 times this month so far, hoping not to make it 5 this week. 3 out of 4 of those DLLs came in the last 2 weeks, all because I was chop trading and trying to stay green on the day. Also want to show how the IB reads helped me be profitable on all the other days where I actually executed and did what the hell I was supposed to. Let's go through a quick refresh on the IB analysis itself. After you do your high time frame analysis, I usually go down to the low time frame chart to look at what's happening intraday and then look at how IB looks relative to all the other averages. Two main things I look at when I look at the initial balance is how big is it relative to the average? This will tell me whether or not I can expect it to expand if it's smaller and play retests, or potentially rotate if it's bigger than the average and then look for fades back into the initial balance or IB. So if we look at this example again here, we can see that on February 17th, the IB range is a lot bigger than the IB average. So I'm already starting to think like, all right, this is probably looking like a fade type of day, which will kind of set up my bias for the rest of the day and why I started doing some dumb shit. You can see that the price is already broken structure to the upside, falling above VWAP. I'm FOMOing because I couldn't get any access to long. So I'm like, all right, I have the supply zone up here. I already think the day is going to be kind of like rotational, flipping back down. So I'm starting to try to take shorts up here. I took about 5 trades up here and only one of them ever hit DP. The rest of it was me just getting chopped up like an idiot. I think the read was still okay because it eventually did sell off, but I just wasn't patient and I just chopped myself up on the day. I noticed these kind of days really fuck me up because it looks like there's a lot of action, a lot of volatility, and it makes you really want to get involved. But every single time I've hit DLL, it's because of that same combination 40-point bars, and none of them ever get continuation. So what I'm trying to do moving forward is next time I'm noticing some chop, if we've been kind of like just balancing the same range for 10 minutes with no continuation, I need to sit on my hands. If we're range bound for 20 minutes, then my original thesis might be dead and I need to stop trying to YOLO my way out of the range. So let's look at another example from February 20th, where we can see the current IB range is bigger than the IB average and why it's setting up my bias to play a rotational day. Over here, we can see that 25-120, which was a high time frame level that held multiple times, is holding again. So I'm looking to see where I can get access. It might be hard to see this here based on your resolution, but over here, there's a large order over about 100 positive delta up here that isn't getting any continuation. So I kind of want to enter below them, but I don't get filled. All of that positive delta is being unwound now and more negative delta is starting to build up. At the close of the candle, we went from plus 120 to negative 96, which is almost a full flip. So I start chasing it, break a candle. After I enter right here, you can see that there's a bit of a push up from the buyers again, big buying coming in. They're trying to push up, push up, push up. They only really get to like the bottom of this node before they just kind of die out, and then price is starting to like push back down here, and things are starting to look good for me as we get under that large buying. At this point, I'm just trying to manage the trade and see what happens. Watch the price push down, and there's not a lot of buying coming in, so I'm feeling pretty good. Just like small bounces, but nothing crazy. As it's getting closer to my TP, I'm starting to manage it pretty closely. Finger on the trigger, getting ready to move my TP in case it hits. But over there it hits, so I'm watching it now to see if I can start trailing my trade. And we're closing, and there's an imbalance right here that I'm seeing if it'll fill. Push it down to the imbalance, broke the imbalance, and it hit my TP2, which was about 100 points on that trade. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful for everyone to see how I play the IB. How I got destroyed during choppy times, and then hopefully something you can learn next week. If I can be profitable for 2 more days, I can actually go get a payout. So wish me luck, everyone.